I've got the wonderful pleasure of Mark Chapman here. He's the head of the Sittingbourne Supporters Club, but he actually lives in Copenhagen. So it's very interesting. An international supporters club head. Mark, I mean, if we could just kick straight into it. You're over there. I mean, please tell us how you fell in love with Sittingbourne and how the whole thing works with you being in Copenhagen.
Yeah, hi Chris. Good to meet you. And yeah, it's an interesting story, I guess. Not every supporters club chairman is based 800 miles, but they're meant to be supporting. So yeah, I mean, I was born and bred. I was actually born in Bromley, but moved to Sittingbourne at a very young age. You know, although my sort of one true football love has always been Charlton, I got quite disillusioned with the way they were being mismanaged. And Sittingbourne has always sort of been there and been a part of my life. You know, I used to go and see them when they played at the old Central Park Stadium. You know, I used to watch them back in the early 90s when they were labelled the Man United of non-league football, because we really were a club going places back then. Fortunately, you know, it took a bit of a turn, but that's another story for another day. So yeah, I've always sort of been involved. Funnily enough, so now I'm in Denmark. I'm more involved than ever, and you know, it's great. It's great. It takes up a lot of my time. A lot of people think I'm mad, but you know, it's good fun, and it all comes down to, you know, just being involved in grassroots football and the vibe, the people.
When you've got the bug, you've got the bug, haven't you?
Exactly, mate. Yeah, you know it. Yeah, when you've got the bug, you've got the bug, and it has so much to offer. It really does. So it's been a roller coaster. You know, it's almost like another full-time job for me, really. Obviously, I'm limited in some respects in what I can actually do from here in Copenhagen. But you know, through the power of social media, we can achieve quite a lot, and we have up until now. So it's been great.
Yeah, we got connected with. You got a fans page. Was it about 800-900 people on there, isn't it?
Yeah, about 840 last time I checked, and this page was I created it a couple of years ago now, so you know, it's brilliant. And in the last couple of months, we've gone up. I think membership has gone up something like 144%. So you know, the word is getting out. I mean, that's one of my biggest bugbears, really, is, you know, Sittingbourne is a town of 66,000 people, so it's an decent sized town, and our average attendance has been below 200 a game, which is pretty poor. So you know, really just trying to make people aware that, you know, they do have a club on their doorstep, and this season particularly, you know, doing really well. And you know, to be fair, the message is getting through, and long may it continue.
So logistically, how many games can you get to for Sittingbourne?
I'll do well if I get to a couple of games a season, to be honest. Obviously, not in normal times. I'd probably manage a few more, but you know, because of COVID, it's been difficult. Either games have been cancelled. Obviously, last season was a bit of a write-off. It was difficult flying in and out of the UK when you live abroad. So yeah, not as many as I would like to is the answer. I will be back in a couple of weeks for the away game against Cray Valley, though, so I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, okay. So you will miss the Hastings game, yeah? I
will, unfortunately, yes. I really like to be at, because I know there's going to be a massive crowd for that, because I know you lads bring a few, and I say our attendances have gone up. So and we've only lost 2 games all season at home, so it should be a cracking game. It should be a
tight game. So yeah, in terms of your club history, now I know you mentioned there, I mean, you didn't really want to stay on it too long, about that there was obviously some mismanagement, that you used to have a grand old ground.
Central Park.
Central Park. And as I remember, because I have it didn't have a really lovely main stand, like a really massive main stand, as I remember.
Yeah, it does. I mean, Central Park is still there. It's been used for greyhound racing, and it's been for years. So the whole complex is still there. It had a massive main stand, or massive by sort of non-league standards, main stand, and then it had a sort of pitch along the side, training pitch, which we moved to when we left Central Park. And now we're playing, and for the last few seasons we've been playing at Woodstock, so the Chapman Solicitors Stadium in Woodstock, which is a couple of miles out of Sittingbourne in the sort of beautiful Kent countryside. So you know, although geographically it's not too far out, obviously, you know, in people's minds it's probably further than it actually is, because it is a little bit rural, shall we say. But yeah, no, it was Central Park, and we played there, and we were in the when I watched them in the 90s, we were in I think it was called the Beezer Homes Premier League, which was probably as far as we got, playing the likes of Burton Albion, who are obviously now League One.
Well-established League One team as well.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I used to sell programs there and go with my old man, and yeah, it was good times. You know, we once had 5,000 fans come for a friendly against Tottenham, and we had some epic tussles against but they were called Gravesend and Northfleet back then. It's obviously Ebbsfleet now, and massive crowds. You know, similar to what you guys are getting now. You know, well over 1,000, which was great. You know, so I'd love it if we could go back to those days. But we're looking forward. You know, we're looking ahead, and definitely Sittingbourne is a club on the up. You know, we've just launched, or we launched a while ago, something called the Target 300 initiative, just to get the fans up, the gates up, should I say.
Yeah.
You know, it's so far so good, but you know, it's still a long way to go. We've got some good guys behind the scenes, and you know, a lot of ambition. So yeah, let's see where it takes us. But you know, certainly it's a good time to be a Brickie. You know, we were tipped to finish bottom of the league. We're eighth, and we're only you're
sniffing the playoffs, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. So let's see where that takes us. I mean, you know, top 10 would be good. It'd be best finish we've had for 20 years. If we can make the playoffs, it'd be amazing. But you know, one game at the football cliche, one game at a time. We've got massive games coming up now. We've got Chichester at home on Saturday. I mean, they're always good. Obviously, we've got a huge one against your lot on the following weekend, and then we've got Cray Valley away. So that could really define the rest of the season from our point of view. So let's see what happens. You know, when we played Hastings in your place, I think we went 1-0 up, and then you did us with a last-minute winner. And
sorry about
that. Yeah, no, I mean, obviously I wasn't there, but what I heard, I mean, we gave you a bloody good game, and you know, maybe we're a little bit.
You were difficult to break down. Yeah, it was a tight one. It was a tight one, and I mean, it was slightly squeaky bum time, but we managed to nick it off you. I'm sorry about that.
Mate, no worries. That's football. That's football.
It is football, unfortunately. But yeah, I'm sure we've both been through that. That, mate. Talking about the game, our boys and girls, that we are particularly this season been taking a lot away. We took 400-500 away to the last game. That was against Ashford, where we won 2-1. Now, for people that are going, firstly, in terms of parking, what's the parking like at your ground?
Yeah, we do have limited parking space outside the stadium, outside the ground. There are, because it is in the countryside. I mean, you sort of, if you do get spillover, which we will without doubt for the game against Hastings, then people, as far as I know, don't quote me on this, tend to just park down the country lanes.
Yeah.
Which is not so much of a problem for a game kicking off at 3:00 on a Saturday afternoon, but obviously in the evening, you know, a night game can be a little bit dicey if you're parking on a badly lit road. But for Saturday, it should be fine. Get there early, you know, get there as early as you can. We've got a fantastic social club at the ground called the Woodstock Park, which is really well stocked. Good food, good drinks, so you can go in there, enjoy.
Real ale.
You know what? I would like to say yes, but it's been a while since I've been there, so I'm not going to make any promises there. But real ale, then have a pint in the town before you go to the ground would be my advice. We've got plenty.
In terms of getting there, if someone's getting a train there, where's your nearest train station? It is Sittingbourne, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Sittingbourne train station, exactly. So you can get the train up. If you come in, I mean, obviously you're coming in the opposite direction. If you're coming down from London, it's about a 50-minute train journey, Victoria line, Sittingbourne train station, and then I mean, to be honest with you, it's then you're practically in the town centre. You know, when you arrive, there's a good little pub opposite the railway station that you can visit. There's obviously plenty in the town as well, and then probably the best way of getting from the town to the ground, if you're not driving, is you jump in a cab. To be honest with you, just share a cab. It's probably about, I think it's 7-8 quid in a cab.
Yeah.
But obviously then you've got the getting back. But we can, you can just call a cab from the Woodstock. Otherwise, I know the bus services are sort of limited going out that way, I would say. But again, one of the little local people than me would know the answer to that. There's plenty of good pubs in the town, plenty of good places to eat. You know, we've got an old Wetherspoons, where it used to be a former courthouse, so it offers accommodation. You actually sleep in a prison, which I guess is something the locals are quite used to. They're going to kill me from saying that. And then we've got places like Bunters. You always, guaranteed a friendly welcome if you go there. And then for eating, you know, we've got Nandos, we've got loads of Indian and Chinese restaurants. It's a typical Kentish town. You know, we've got a place called Sentado Lounge, which is quite good. So yeah, plenty of choice all on the high street. And then when you got the club, you got the Woodstock Club at the ground, which is pretty decent as well.
Nice one. Okay. When we come along, I mean, what are we going to expect? Who's going to scare the bejesus out of us, Mark? Who are we going to be really impressed by in your side? Because obviously you're doing reasonably well. Obviously you're doing a lot better than you have been for a long time, and obviously you were predicted to be in that bottom three, which you're nowhere near. So you're obviously doing something right. So who's the threats that's going to give us sleepless nights?
Yeah, mate. It's good question. Look, I'm going to just to wind you up a bit. I'm going to say that there are threats across the pitch, mate. Yes. To be honest, I'm not going to name one player. We've got you know some quality players in the team now. Some that have had ex-league experience. Up top, we've got Kane Rowlands, who's well known in non-league circles. You know, he's been banging the goals in. He's also been filling in as makeshift centre back. You know, he's doing a great job. We've got young Flisher out on the wing, brilliant little player. You know, it caused you problems. You know, a lot of questions all game. You know, defence, we've got Lex Allen back in the centre as centre back. Just signed him from Sheppey. You know, he's a local lad. He's a monster. You know, we've got a song about him, about his feet sticking out the bed because he's so tall, which you'll hear. One thing you will get at Woodstock is a cracking atmosphere. You know, they sing their hearts out. You know, the whole 90 minutes plus, win, lose or draw. So make sure that, you know, vocally you're all warmed up, ready for a sort of a.
Oh yeah, we will be. But yeah, no, it's good to have when we go along. We've been to unfortunately, Mark, we've been to a lot of grounds in this step where that people just are not supporting their team. They're just standing there, not giving it, as you say, singing if they're winning, drawing or losing, that's the sign of a proper fan. It's not. It's easy. It's easy to sort of be big when you're winning, but it's when it's the struggle is when the team needs your support.
Yeah, no, totally. I mean, you know, I'm not biased, but best fans in the league, you know, they will sing their hearts out. Home or away, we took 100 fans to Whitstable the other week, completely outsung, and you know, it's great, good banter, you know, good friendly banter between the two sets of supporters. Have a beer afterwards, you know, no matter exactly what, as it should be. But no, cracking atmosphere, and you know, because the numbers are going up, and for the Hastings game, I'm expecting, you know, at least a crowd around 1,000, depending on, I don't know how many you're planning on bringing, but I've warned the people behind the club that they need to make sure the bar's well stocked. We have bar staff on. So yeah,
they run out of beer at the Ashford game. Mark, you know, we had a brief chat beforehand. It sounds like you've kind of got into this similar to myself, where you were supporting a top level team, be it Charlton. Mine was QPR. You saw the money take over, and that love and passion and link with the fans kind of disintegrate into the cynical money making that I think that the top leagues are now. I mean, was it a similar story for you? Yeah, I mean, where did you start losing your passion for Charlton?
Yeah, yes and no, really. It wasn't so much that, you know, because at that point we weren't playing in the Premiership. I did follow them when we were in the Premiership, and even before that, to be honest with you. It wasn't so much that I felt that, you know, that the club was losing that connection with the fans and vice versa. I think Charlton have always been sort of, I hate the word family club, but, you know, a family club, and they've treated their fans well. I think it was more a case of when we did go down, when we did get relegated to the First Division, and we were taken over, and it was quite widely reported throughout the UK press. You know, we were taken over by a Belgian called Du Châtelet, and he was a nightmare, to be honest with you. And we had 2 or 3 years where it was just awful. You know, not so much what was going on the pitch, just the way it was completely mismanaged, and a lot of there was a lot of protests. You know, I was involved in some of them. There was a lot of just ill feeling towards the owners, to be honest with you. So my problem was with the owners back then.
Was this post Valley when you returned to the Valley, or was this? I'm trying to.
Yeah, no,
I'm wondering how long you've been a
years,
fan for, because I used to go to the Old Valley before you got kicked out of there. So what?
Yeah,
So
years
this
after.
is post going back to the Valley.
Yeah, no, we're only talking like, you know, a few years ago. So 2000s, you know, when we were playing the first.
A few years ago. That's 22 years ago. That is, mate.
It feels like only a few years ago. It make me feel old now. So yeah, no, it's fairly recent in the history of Charlton. I mean, I've supported Charlton for a long time. I still do. You know, I still go and see them and everything. But I think it just became a nice distraction. You know, I was just getting fed up with the whole circus, to be honest with you. Now we've got a new owner, and you know, things seem to have turned a corner, and you know, hopefully the good times will be back soon enough. But in the meantime, I was just feeling disillusioned, so I needed a project. And I won't bore you with the details, but before I came to Denmark, I was living in New Zealand for a while, and my mother's from New Zealand. I went back to the UK and you know, moved back in with mum and dad, and was living in Sittingbourne, thinking, "Oh, what am I going to do with my life now?" And what I had was football, so I joined a local football team, Sunday league team. So I've been playing in New Zealand and played a bit over here as well. And the lads were great. And so when I joined, I thought, oh, you know, I've got nothing in common with this lot. I've travelled, I'm much better than them, and how wrong was I? Because the lads were brilliant and they welcomed me with open arms, and it was quite a humbling experience. And I guess part of the reason why I got so involved with Sittingbourne Football Club was I wanted to give something back to the town, because they had this club, you know, they weren't all aware of it. And I just wanted to give them something to be happy about, you know, something to celebrate, to be positive about. So there's a big part of that is sort of personal to me. Big part of that is because it's fun. You know, I love it. It's good fun. You get to see behind the scenes of an on-league football club. How good is that? You get to know the manager, the chairman. It's brilliant.
Yeah, no, I mean that's the eye opener is Mark. Yeah, particularly after a game, you know, you sit there and you maybe have a beer with one of the players. Yeah, you talk with the opposition. Like we a few weeks ago, we got beat by Burgess Hill, and we were able to go up to their goalkeeper and shake his hand, tell him how much of a great game he had. I mean, going back to when I was a kid watching QPR, and you'd get the autographs from all the players, like, you know, like Peter Beardsley, Kenny Dalglish, and all these, because I go back to the 80s. And you'd see them, and they'd have had a few beers, or they're in the bookies. You know, there is a Premier level that just doesn't exist. That connection is completely gone. So it is quite nice to just, you know, be around these people. There are normal people that got jobs. To me, I absolutely adore it. I love it. Wherever we go, it's fantastic. It's just one big. I mean, the word community gets used too much, I think, but like it's families. It's just one big family, I think, you know.
Yeah, no, definitely. And although, you know, being here in Denmark, I don't get to see them as much as I can. You know, we do. There's a lot of interaction on social media. You know, a couple of the fans have even come over to Copenhagen and visited. You know, we've got this twinning arrangement with my local Danish side, sort of friendship, if you like. So that's proved to be quite popular, and that's also, you know, something to talk about. It's good fun. You know, you'll see when you come on to the game at Woodstock, you'll see a massive flag with the sort of crests of Sittingbourne Football Club and my local club called Flame Armour, and a sort of two hands clenched in a sort of like brotherly fist. So, you know, and it's got Danish and British, Danish and English written on it as well. The names of the local fan clubs. So it's just that's nice. You know, I know a few other clubs have done it. I think Dulwich Hamlet have some similar arrangement. I'm not sure, but it's brilliant,
isn't it? It's amazing how just, you know, you being over there in Copenhagen, you know this person, that person, then all of a sudden Sittingbourne have an arrangement with a team in a different country. It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's brilliant. And, you know, part of the motivation behind that was also, I don't want to get all political, but, you know, with Brexit, and I just started thinking, oh, Christ, there's going to be a lot of like misinformation flying around, and there was a lot of ill feeling. Anyway, this is a really positive story that's come out of that. And you know, the Brickies that came over to Denmark, I'm pretty sure half of them didn't even have a passport. So you know, great experience. And we had Danes come over to the UK as well, and they were so well hosted by Mo Dunk, the chairman, backroom staff, the fans. They're a blast. So they can't wait for the next one, really. So yeah, it's really really positive and fulfilling. And I really look forward to the day when I can come back, with a plane load of Danes to watch the Brickies play, maybe against your lot. I think that'd be cracking.
No, absolutely. Do you all drink, like, is it Skol? I'm trying to think. What was the Copenhagen beer? Was it Skol?
Well, okay, Skol is the Danish word for cheers, and there is a beer called Skol, but we do not drink it in Scandinavia. I think it's a British invention.
Oh, is it? Okay. Sorry,
the most famous Danish beer is Carlsberg.
It's probably the best lager in the world.
If you know that.
Which one? Tuborg. Tuborg is urine from the last leper in hell. I'm sorry, Tuborg. No. Do you like Tuborg?
No, not particularly. No. It's my go-to beer, but we have a lot of really good microbreweries here in Denmark. So Mikkeller is a really good brand.
Oh yeah, know that one.
I've been paid to promote, but there's a lot of good microbreweries here. So I'm probably like you, by the sounds of it, more into my craft ale. To be honest, we've got that covered over here. So
craft ale, real ale, decent. Harvey's. You come over this way, you have a Harvey's, mate. Harvey's or Timmy Taylor's, but that's. That most fans will be like, "Shut up, Chris." Listening to this, you're doing well. We've spoken about it already, Mark. But so where do you see your boys finishing this season?
My head says my head says without doubt we're gonna finish top 10. My heart says the playoffs. I think it's going to be tough because the teams above us are not really dropping points on a regular basis, and we have that gap we need to make up. But we're masters of our own destiny, really, because I say we've got some really big games coming up against your lot, Chichester, Cray. They're all teams that are up there. So look, I'll tell you what, I'm going to say we're going to scrape into the playoffs. We're going to scrape into the playoffs in that sixth position. That'll be it. But I mean, that would be brilliant if we can do that. So let's see. We live in hope. So I'm gonna say playoffs.
That's good stuff. Yeah. I mean, what does Sittingbourne think of Hastings? Have they got any opinion on them?
I don't think not as far as I'm aware. I mean, other than big club for this league, probably too big for this league. Very well supported team, good play good football, good structure, good setup down there. I guess you have a few local rivals. Who would be your local rival? Whitehawk or someone? I'm not sure.
Yeah, well, they are quite irritating. Yes, yeah. Whitehawk. Personally, very much Whitehawk is irritating to me. But Ashford. Yeah. Probably Ashford. Yeah. They really don't like us, which was a shame because we beat them 2-1 at their ground, so that's a shame. Not really. I mean, historically, maybe other teams, but at the moment, that's kind of the only two that.
And I think that's in your favour a little bit because you do get really good crowds. I mean, we don't, to be honest with you. We've got Gillingham on our doorstep, and although they're sort of a club on the way down, we've got Gillingham, who are obviously a league club in Kent. We've got teams like Bromley who are on the way up. We've got even in our own league, as you would know, there's quite a few Kentish sides. There's Herne Bay, Whitstable, Faversham, Ashford, Ramsgate. There's loads of them. Hythe Town. There's loads of teams, local teams from Kent. Local rivals for us would definitely be Ashford as well. I think Faversham. Got good friendly rivalry with them. And then to some extent, I guess, the likes of Herne Bay and Whitstable. But, definitely see, Hastings as a big club for that league. And, it looks like you're going to go up. And good luck to you.
Please. One thing before you go, yeah? Do you do a printed programme?
Yes, we do. We do
Very
a
good.
print and an online version. And actually, for the Chichester game, they're going to be handing out the local, it's called Community Ads magazine. If we've got some left over, we'll hand them out for the Hastings game as well. And if you're interested, there's an interview with me on one of the pages. I don't know which one of that magazine. So it's an interview about Sittingbourne Football Club. Pretty much.
You're everywhere. You're everywhere, Mark. And you're not even in the country.
I'm famous out. Keep an eye out for that.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. We'll do. I mean, an absolute pleasure, Mark. Thank you from another one. I was only on the Zoom with someone from Bonn in the week, and now I'm on a Sittingbourne fan in Copenhagen. Absolute pleasure. I hope your boys, other than this is going to come out Thursday, so other than this Saturday, do well. And if you make the playoffs, good luck to you. But take care.
Thanks, Chris.
Cheers, mate. I won't see you at this game, but I'll see you at a game, hopefully.
hopefully, yeah, we'll have a beer together. Lovely. Cheers, Chris.
Thanks. Take care, Mark. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Come to Sussex.